Hello. Thank you, Cloud Breather. First time chatter, too. Awesome.
What up, Cloud?
All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Yes, if I'm live right now, that means it's early on a Saturday morning. Really appreciate it. Welcome to another episode of Cafe BTW, a gaming morning podcast. And of course, as you can see, I have an awesome guest below, the Queen G. Thank you for getting up so early today. How are you?
Bro, we're both in California, dude. Like, right? We're both
Yep.
in California at 8 a.m. in the morning.
I'm a morning person. I had a feeling that you weren't such a morning person, but it's a
Clearly. I'm still in my pajamas and I think I still have my face from last night. I washed my face, but my face is like not ready to present itself. So
well. Thanks for making the time. I really appreciate it. Today's going to be a really cool episode. As you know, we do a lot of retrospective look backs on different parts of the gaming genre, and I think today because Queen, a big part of your content, which we're going to get into, is your love and appreciation for the Ninja Turtles and video games too. You're a big retro collector and stuff like that. But let's hold the phone on all that stuff because there's one question I usually kick off with, and that is, let's go back in time and kind of find out from you and share a story. What is it that you think sparked your love of video games as a kid? You know, you're very similar in age with me, so we both come from a very similar generation. But what do you think was it from your childhood that sparked your love of video games?
that's a really good question. And I'm still trying to like formulate the right wording to put it together so I can like write it down. But like when I think about it, honestly, it's the memories and the relationship that I was able to build with my younger brother that just really attached me to gaming. And I didn't really know, what my deal was. I know what it is now, but like I was an introvert, I still am. And I was awkward. Like I was just kind of like a offsetting chick, and video games was a way to, just like connect with people and do something with my time. I enjoyed it. It was just a really happy time in my childhood.
And were you a person that kind of played consoles? Did you go to the arcade as a kid too? Was the arcade a part of your childhood?
Not well, I guess maybe like a young teenager I was, but really the excitement was couldn't wait to get up in the morning to go to school so I could get home and play with my brother. Like that was the deal. So Nintendo, come home. I wasn't really allowed, to go out and hang out with friends a whole lot. Plus, to be honest, I didn't have a lot because I didn't know how to talk to people. It was socially awkward. But yeah, just I'm a Nintendo chick. I'm a Nintendo fan girl, 100% all the way. I'm loyal. I don't even know what a Sega is.
So you were mostly into mostly Nintendo stuff. I would imagine you had an NES in the early days.
I
Um,
did. I remember when my mother and my father, we all went to Kmart. I don't know if you
oh, I
remember
remember
Kmart.
Kmart. Don't you worry.
We went to Kmart and we picked out the Nintendo, and yeah, it was love at first sight. So
Everyone's saying hi to you in chat, by the way. We got a bunch of new chat people. We got Yella says good morning, hey Queen. Loves
yeah,
Mikey loves retro says hi Queen, and then Sonic says Saturday morning cartoons, maybe a cup of coffee, but for sure one of the best podcasts all around. Love retro BTO. That's how you start your Saturday. Oh, thanks. That was really nice. That's a good way to kick it off. Yeah. So I think for me, like obviously I come from I think the Atari 2600 kind of sparked it for me, but the NES is really what kicked it off. But I will say this, Queen, I'm kind of a Sega kid, but
yeah.
I'm also a Nintendo kid. I
No,
was all
like I've peeped, your tweets and all your kind of stuff, and they seem to be Sega, heavy.
Sega
And
heavy,
I
yeah.
still like you though, you know.
Okay.
We're still cool. We're still friends.
I love it. So let's talk a little bit about how did you get into when did you start doing content creation? Whether it was on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, like where did it all begin to think, oh, I'm gonna start posting like nostalgic Ninja Turtle stuff? Like tell me a little bit about your connection to social media and how you kind of started doing that stuff.
Um, so I'm old, right? And you know, I had a MySpace page,
Hell yeah.
right, back in the day. And then everyone started phasing over to Facebook. Um, and then here comes Instagram. And I took a long time to get on Instagram because I didn't understand why I needed a Facebook page and an Instagram. But anyway, so finally, you know, I'm just bored and I start this Instagram page and, you know, I'm just posting regular whatever's happening in my life. And I think this was 2019. And I come across a page where somebody posted their Ninja Turtle stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, you know, this is cool. I'm like, hey, I have Ninja Turtle stuff. So let me post my stuff. And I posted a video of some of my collection of my Ninja Turtle stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm immersed in this Ninja Turtle community, which was awesome because I literally had no idea that there were so many other people that loved the Ninja Turtles as much or more than I do. So once I came across whoever's page that was, and I wish I know who it was, and then somebody invited me into a Facebook group, I was like, oh, this is really, really cool. And that's when I started posting more of my Ninja Turtle content. And I realized that I could use Instagram to connect with other people in the Ninja Turtle community. Yeah, so I was late bloomer. It was like 2019 when I started, but it was really like 2000, the end of 2020, when I really started to like dive into it and get creative.
I love it because the I love the fact that I think when I discovered you, I want to say I discovered you on Instagram, maybe I don't remember, but I was like, wow, she's really into Ninja Turtles, and then I noticed something that we have to talk about is not only are you into Ninja Turtles, but one of the coolest parts of your kind of like content is this amazing shed that you built or you bought, but you kind of retrofitted for retro. Could you quickly walk through this really amazing, like, and do you call it the shed or do you kind of call it your gaming den? Like, what do you, I think it's cool. It's like the shed. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
cool.
you know, there was that commercial, and so like people refer to it as the she shed. Um, but I refer to it as the lioness den because I'm a Leo.
I love it.
Um, yeah, so I think it was 2000, no, it was way before that. I'm not sure what it was, but for my birthday, I had one of those game trucks come to my house, and I had my friends come over, and you go in the game truck, and there's all these TV screens and all these consoles, and you can play the game. And I was like, this is awesome, but I need something like this, but more full time. Um, and that's when I got the idea that I wanted my own game truck, but not in the truck form. I just wanted like the multiple TVs where
So cool.
we could, you know, I could play one console and somebody could play another console. And so, yeah, I went to Home Depot and got a tough shed, and I built my immaculate game room, and I kind of did it a little solo, because when I was explaining this to like my friends who are not gamers and, you know, have real social lives and do a lot of stuff, they didn't get it. They didn't understand it. So my brother, he helped me with it. My family, they helped me put this together,
That's
and
so crazy. I
it's
love it.
awesome. I
It's
spend a lot of
amazing.
time out here.
I love it because like I don't have like kind of like my own man den or like man cave or like place where, not yet, but one day my dream is to have like a streaming podcast room with my collecting stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like kind of like, so I envy your shed, and I think it's freaking cool that, first of all, a tough shed is like a prefabricated shed you buy at Home Depot, right? And then you bring, and I'm showing the video where you kind of explained a lot of answers to how you put it together, that you got air conditioners in there, you know, how you
Yeah,
built it. I thought this was really clever because you got a lot of comments from that big TikTok video you posted. So
I did. Yeah.
I'll share this in chat so people can kind of learn a little bit more about how you broke down and built it. Um,
And
but
I want to, if anyone sees this video, that had questions on that TikTok, one of the questions that kept coming up, and I answered it one time and I was like, I'm not going to answer it again. Everyone wants to know, how much did it cost? But I think that's an unfair question to ask right now because the pricing is a lot different from when I built this thing. Um, but I will say the shed itself was like $3,000. And
okay.
then whatever else, you want to do, you can Google costs from there. But I I think that it wasn't as expensive as it might look.
Right. And also, I think there was one note where you're like, people were like, how do you deal with rain and how do you deal with like, you know, flooding or whatever? But, you know, living in California, we don't really
I
get,
don't have that
we
problem.
don't have that problem. And I noticed that you have the shed raised up a little bit, as you can see in this video. But
Yeah.
I think obviously, if you live in like a really horrible part of Michigan that snows all the time, you probably don't want to do this with the shed,
Yeah,
right?
it might not. Yeah, it might not be the best idea. Yeah, I think we're currently in a drought now. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
we don't have that much. Rain is never an issue. And I've had this shed for, I want to say, like, maybe 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, it's standing strong. It's fine. But yeah, if
Oh,
it's
cool.
if you're in a hurricane, I don't know.
But and then Mikey Love Retro says he followed you. He thinks everything's really cool, loving your vibe.
Yay, thank you, Mikey.
But yeah, you could see. And then how many dogs do you have? I thought I saw three. Is that
Yeah, I
right?
have 3 dogs.
All
I
right.
have two pit bulls and an old man pug.
Oh, this is great. And so you got these two chairs, and then you have two TVs, and then you have a lot of retro stuff. You even had, I saw you have a ColecoVision. You have a
Yes.
lot of stuff. What talk a little bit about your collection. Like what kind of stuff have you acquired in the last couple of years?
I'm just really fascinated, with the history. I love the education and the history that comes along. So in front of me, I have an Atari 400. I recently came across a Channel F, if anyone knows what it
Here it
is.
is. Yeah.
It's in box, never been opened. It's
It
beautiful.
was the first cartridge-based console, I believe.
Yes. Yes. That guy who invented that, I believe he also invented like the pause button. So it's a big deal that doesn't get enough recognition. So I feel really thankful to have it. Nobody can touch it.
That's great. I love
Look at it.
that's definitely a rare one to have. Like
It is.
that's really
Yeah.
cool. Here's a
And you
good
know
picture.
what? It's one of those things that I didn't because it's not spoken about a lot. It's the Ataris and Nintendo and Sega and Coleco and all that kind of stuff. But I learned it from not Console Wars, but the other one that I think is like Start something. I don't know, but what
I know what
there's
you're
another.
talking about. One of those documentaries, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Um,
Oh, wait, which one was that? I forget. And Jerry Lawson was the developer of the Channel F, an African American man that is a part of video game history because he really helped develop and should be appreciated. And I know that he gets a lot more. People remember him a little bit more, and I think he was forgotten, but he should be praised because a very important part of developing, like you said, I think the pause button and cartridges for
Yeah,
systems. So there he is. It's not
really
the
dope stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So that's really cool that you have that. Is that pretty pricey? The Channel F? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this one came in
You don't have
box.
to tell me what it
Never been
costs.
used. And I'm not gonna say how much I spent, but yeah, it wasn't cheap. But I it's one of those things where I just felt like I have to have
I
this
love it.
in my collection. So it's here.
Oh, and what's up, Retro Sega 1981? What up, man? Good to see you in chat for the first time. My TikTok friend, just I haven't seen you here before, so welcome to the Cafe BTW. So that's really cool. So let's I'm gonna air some dirty laundry, talk a little bit about where to follow me and stuff, and then we're gonna get into the Ninja Turtle topic at hand. Really,
Yes.
thank you so much, Queen, for all the background about your history, your shed, all your awesome collecting things. You are truly a retro enthusiast and fan, and perfect person for the show.
Yeah, I am.
So just shout out to everyone. I kicked off the retro gaming community on Twitter a few months ago when they created communities on Twitter. I want to say that I am over the moon with almost over 1,290 members have joined since we started this thing just a few months ago. If you want to join the retro gaming community, be part of kind of like a really cool niche part of Twitter, I'm going to put the link in chat, but I just wanted to, promote it, mention it, because it's a place where, what's cool, Queen, about the retro community is that it's a feed that doesn't go on your main timeline. And what I've noticed is we get a lot of people that might not have Twitters that are retro focused, so that their main audience wouldn't care about their retro posts. So they come into the retro community and they're posting all their retro pickups and games that normally they wouldn't be sharing on their main feed. So it's a safe place for people. We have two awesome moderators, Pete and Jen, who are there to support and keep it a safe place for everyone. So please check it out if you have a chance. But that
I'm a
said,
fan of it.
I think you're in there, right?
I'm in there.
And I appreciate that. I know there's a lot of supporters as well. But let's get into the Ninja Turtles. And I think before we get into the Ninja Turtle arcade games, let's do a little history lesson. And I always say this: I am in no way, shape, or form a historian. I just do.
Aren't you though? I feel like you are.
I mean, maybe yes, but I like to caveat. I'm not a historian, but I definitely do research.
I mean, I get a lot of my history now from you. So
that's awesome.
if you say it, I believe it to be true.
Thanks to you. I mean, that's what I care about. Look, it's not about, the money for me. It's about the love and appreciation for these games that meant so much to us as kids, So if I could bring it to the newer generations or just remind people of stuff, that's the whole joy of it. So I appreciate that. But a lot of people, there are people that I'm sure don't realize it, but Ninja Turtles was a comic book first, okay? First and foremost, it was a comic book before everything else, right? I don't know how much you know about the comic books, Queen, but it was, and I don't know too much about the comic books myself, but we have to mention that this is the first cover created by Eastman and Lards, who were the two creators of the Ninja Turtles. And I think that when they were originally creating the Ninja Turtles, it was kind of like a joke. Because the Ninja Turtles were based on mocking characters. And then they're like, let's make these guys turtles and ninjas. It was kind of like, you could imagine the conversation they had. Like, to be a fly on the wall that night, they were drawing up. Must have been cool. Like, what do you think about the fact that all the amazing things we've seen from Ninja Turtles, whether it's action figures and everything, but what do you think about it all starting from comic books? Do you think that makes sense for the whole franchise?
Well, I mean, does it make sense? I mean, that's what happened.
I mean, like, is it surprise you that it started from a comic book, I guess is the better.
Yeah, it does. And I didn't know until like a few years ago that it was, it was just a joke. I had no clue. I thought these guys sat down and were like, this is how we're going to try to, become billionaires. So I think that's pretty awesome that an idea, a joke, exploded into something so much more.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. But, I could imagine like thinking about in the late 80s, like, let's make something with turtles and ninjas. But it's amazing where this franchise has come and where it all started. And then after that, what's interesting is that they wanted to make action figures first, Queen, before the cartoon. But then I forget the brand of the action figures said, look, we like the idea, but I think you need to have a cartoon first before we decide to make action figures. And that's what they set out to do. And then this amazing show in December 28th, 1987 was first aired. And
the more mature stuff, but I love the corny, dorky.
The thing about Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, I think it really cemented like my childhood. Like there was never a time where every Halloween people were definitely dressed up as Ninja Turtles. I had a friend who literally was a Ninja Turtle for like 7 years in a row. And I'm like, yeah. I would be like, what are you going to be for Halloween this year? He's like, Ninja Turtle, you know. And like he was a Ninja Turtle for all those years. And I'm like, that's so funny. And by the way, TV, welcome to chat. It looks like you came from the Queen world. Her favorite, she says, or he says, her favorite is Leo. So Leo is your favorite.
Wow. No, that is absolutely incorrect. I'm not going to cuss on your show because I respect you, Andy.
Okay.
But what's the name of that person so I can find him?
He or she is laughing. TVIKLTD.
Okay, you're going to catch these hands when I get off the show.
So who is your favorite Ninja Turtle, I guess?
This dude right here, Donatello. Like, Donatello. I just despise... Okay. Look, I'm not going to get started on Leonardo on your show, but he is my least favorite of all the turtles.
Raphael is my favorite. He was kind of like more of the outcast in a sense. He was kind of the tougher one, kind of the one that never really fit with everyone completely right.
Yeah, and he's rude.
But I don't know. I loved Raphael. And, you know, Michelangelo, I feel like he was like everyone's favorite. But, I mean, they were all amazing. But another thing I wanted to talk to you about is like, let's talk about the action figures, because the show comes out and then they release the amazing action figures. And we can't forget how awesome these were. What was your connection? And I think you have a ton of action figures, right? You have a ton of these.
I do. I have a ton of action figures that are the ones that I grew up with. I don't buy a lot of the newer figures unless it's Donatello or something that just really moves me. But those figures back in the day is also like everything to me. My mom, you know, a young mother, and she knew that me and my brother had a big deal, the Ninja Turtles. She would go to like garage sales and find us these figures, and we adored them. And after we get out of class, we'd come home and we would play with our Ninja Turtles. So they're everything to me. And, you know, I'm so loyal or stubborn, one of the two. I'm not really interested in a whole lot of the newer figures because my history and my passion for Ninja Turtles is for the 1980 figures.
Yeah. They were fantastic. I mean, look at the boxes, how awesomely packed they were with just like amazing detail. And you know, the 80s, you know, these came out in the 80s, I believe, and into the early 90s, like action figures were really well made and really cool. I don't really know much about action figures these days. I always feel like they're overpriced and they're just not the same.
They're so overpriced.
Yeah,
now.
like
they are.
I feel like when we were kids, we were really lucky because action figures were like at their like best. Now, what really kicked things in the gear is when the live action movies came out. And I wanted to know, what were your connections to the live action movies? Because for me, they were fantastic. I loved every minute of them. They were
every second. I still watch them and I still get goosebumps when the Shredder comes out and when the theme music plays. It was just an awesome time in history, really. And another thing that just brought me closer to my brother and watching these movies. They're awesome.
Yeah, this is the first one, which was fantastic. And then I think I pulled up there were three of them. The second one was amazing. It even had a scene with Vanilla Ice, I remember.
Go Ninja, go
Ninja, go. Yeah. And Shredder was played by Kevin, what's his name? Kevin Nash from wrestling. I think he was in this one too. But this was like, and these still hold up really for me. I don't know. How do they hold up for you?
Yeah.
Ish.
I love them, right? So I'm not going to throw shade. I mean, obviously I'm an adult, so some of the jokes aren't funny now, but I still love it. I still watch it any chance that I get. I will still sit down and watch this movie and be just as excited. I love it.
Yeah, it was really cool. So this is the second one, and then there was the third one, which was the last one, uh, which was the one where they like. This was 1993.
Yeah.
It was like the samurai one. Do
Yeah.
you remember this one?
Yeah. It's my voice. It's not. It's my least favorite movie of them. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I respect it and I love it because it's a Ninja Turtle movie. But wasn't the best one?
it wasn't the best one. And then they stopped making them. And then I'm not going to talk about the newer movies because, in my honest opinion, I wasn't a huge fan of these like newer ones with and I didn't see a lot of them, so I don't have a lot of reference to the newer ones, and I didn't want to reference them because I don't know, not that they're not canon or anything, but yeah. So what? Before we get into a timeline of the games, I pulled up a lot. Apparently, there are tons of Ninja Turtle games. By the way, like seriously, like more than I even knew existed. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
So what we're gonna do is I pulled up a bunch from like a little bit from when they started, and believe it or not, one of the first Ninja Turtle games came out on the PC or the Amiga, and it was on DOS. It was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is what it looked like. And I don't know if you ever played this,
no,
but this is really fascinating. This is technically before the arcade game, before the NES game, and this was a PC game for the Ninja
no.
Turtles. I personally didn't play it. I'm not sure if anyone in chat has played it, but it's worth mentioning that this is the first Ninja Turtles actual video game. And how do you
Looks
think
stressful.
it looks stressful?
Yeah,
And hey, Will, welcome to chat, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. It does look like the NES game, a little bit more archaic, a little bit, but definitely pretty neat.
yeah.
But still kind of cool to see. A
And
very
see, look at the turtle that they were using.
yeah. So let's go to the next game, which is probably the one that most people really tie themselves to, and we'll talk about Shredder's Revenge towards the end. But what is your connection to the actual Ninja Turtles arcade game that came out? I mean, this for me kind of hit home for me, but I was curious, did you have a connection to the original arcade?
Oh yeah. This one we had this pizza restaurant called Rico's Pizza. It was like down the street. We would get to go there on Fridays, and they had this arcade game. And good Lord, we just could not wait to go to Rico so we could try to get on this arcade and play this game. Like it was everything. So cool. You know, at the time with the graphics and everything, it was just an amazing game. And used to get in fights, right? Going to the restaurant and people will be hogging the arcade and I can't get on it. And my parents are like, look, you got 2 quarters and we're leaving at 5. You know, it was a big deal.
Yeah, in Jersey when I grew up, we had this really cool arcade called In the Swing in North New Jersey. It was like one of those like where batting cages was like the main draw, but they had this huge arcade there. And you would go in there and this arcade machine was always had a crowd around it and people were putting their quarters up to play and wait in line.
Yeah.
There was something truly nostalgic. It's one of the greatest 90s arcade machines ever made.
It is the.
It probably is close to the. I mean, I love the X-Men though, and I love beat 'em up games like this, but I have to say that like when you go to an arcade in the 90s, there was no arcade that didn't have this game. Like if they didn't have this game, it'd be like blasphemy. You know, you had to have this. I see Mikey in chat says, well, Lost in the 80s, 90s says Turtles arcade was the absolute best. Mikey says, I played the hell out of this game and played the arcade version all the time. Sonic says, oh, the quarters I dropped on this one. And Will says, my local arcade was named Pocket Change. Love that place. Miss
That's
it.
cool.
Great name. Great name. So obviously, this is really, I think, a true Kickstarter to, you know, everything that was Ninja Turtles arcade. What actually came out as well, I don't know if you played any of the Game Boy Ninja Turtle games, but this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan, which is a game I played definitely when we were traveling in the car. I don't know if you played any of the Game Boy games, but this is the Game Boy Ninja Turtles game.
So, like I said earlier, I'm a Nintendo fangirl all the way. Somehow, well, not somehow. I did not grow up with a Game Boy. Um, my brother did, and just because, and I'm not praising them in any way, but at the time, the Sega Game Gear was color and it was just cooler. And so I had a Game Gear. So I did not play this game as a child. I didn't play any of the Game Boy games actually until much later.
But I think this one actually was pretty darn good. Um, I
Yeah,
was
it is.
I was a I loved the Game Boy. I remember just so many memories of playing this game in the back of my parents' car because we would go to like the Jersey Shore in the summer, and that would be like a good like 2.5 hour drive,
Yeah.
and I would just sit in the back wasting through these batteries, and have to ask my parents to stop at like a gas station to get more batteries, like
Right.
to keep me
No,
going.
road trips were the best,
Yeah.
as a child, if you had a little handheld, whether it be Game Gear or Game Boy, just hanging out, minding our business, not being bad kids at all, just wanting to play the games.
So in 1991, believe it or not, there was another PC game that came out for Ninja Turtles called Ninja Turtles Manhattan Missions. And this is what it looked like. And it's a game I never played. And I thought it was kind of interesting looking.
Look at that.
Um, it's the graphics aren't amazing, and I've never played this, but it's kind of neat. It's like
It is.
but that's why this episode's been really interesting because I pulled up a lot of games I never heard of. But I don't know if anyone in chat ever played this, but it was an MS DOS game developed by a company called Distinctive Software, and it was 1991. So this is really weird, but cool. Look at
Really
that.
weird.
I kind of like the art design. It's kind of neat.
It looks neat. Like I never played this one. I want to play it.
There's no system, Will. This came out on DOS. This is a PC game. I don't know if they ever ported it to any consoles, but this is a PC game,
That's cool.
which is really neat. After that, we were given another. Let's see. This is Teenage Mutant Ninjas Turtles in Time, the arcade game, which is another beautiful beat 'em up. Any memories of Turtles in Time? I'm sure lots of people have memories of
This
this.
is my absolute favorite game of all time.
This game was amazing.
This game is amazing. I can't say enough good things about this game, but I it makes me smile every time I see it, think about it, play it, whatever.
Yeah, Lost in Asia. I never heard of it, but Stunner has it. Yeah, Stunner is a big TikTok like computer enthusiast. I'm sure he has it. Mikey says, "Oh my God, yes." The colors, the backgrounds, the animation, the gameplay in this is very fast and wonderful, and just beautiful sprites.
Yes.
I think this is just like I don't know, just amazing.
The
Continuing
best game.
Yeah, continuing down all these awesome the train part here, the bad guys, just incredible. Now we go back and they release another Game Boy game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers. And this is actually one that I played as well, kind of like a sequel to the original one, and kind of funny how he's walking here.
They look a little silly.
So this is another Game Boy game, but it still looks cool.
Look at that jump kick. That's awesome.
Man, the Game Boy. You got to give it to the Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It looks like he's fast walking.
Yeah, he's definitely power walking.
I love it. And then let's go up to this. This is of course another. I think this is an NES game, if I'm not mistaken. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project, which is also a famous NES game. And as you can see, this is not the arcade, but it's definitely got the NES vibe going on. Still was awesome, and still, even though the NES didn't have all the sprites that an arcade game had, it was still cool. What are your memories of Ninja Turtle on the NES?
Sorry, I was like watching the game. This game, this didn't come out for Nintendo, right?
No, this did. I'm pretty sure it did. And then the Ninja Turtles arcade did. But I just mean like in general memory playing any of the Turtles on NES.
My memories?
Yeah, did you play a lot of Ninja Turtles on the Nintendo NES?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I played the first one. Obviously, I never beat it. Still haven't beaten it because I refuse to use codes and whatever. But yeah, like just playing these games, and it was a huge part of my childhood and growing up and becoming a nice person really is because of these
the
games.
uh, the um the Ninja Turtles shaped us as good people. I agree with that.
It does.
I agree.
Yeah. It teaches social skills and etiquette.
I
It
agree.
does.
Mikey says Manhattan Project on the NES. Yeah, it was on the NES. Younglings, yay! Jen, hey Jen, good to see you. Lost Names. I'm getting ready to leave for the beach in an hour. You have me taking my Turtles Game Boy now. You better be playing your Game Boy on the trip. Make sure you're not driving and playing though. I do not condone that. Moving along, we have a few more to bring up here. Another one that came out on the Sega Genesis was
That's the game I'm thinking about.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist.
Hyperstone, yes.
Yes, which was
Okay.
a really cool looking game and a Genesis game, not NES game, but also a really pretty game. As you see, like they really took to the style of the original arcade game, and those are some of the best versions of Ninja Turtle games. Another great one for sure, says Mikey. I mean,
So did you do your history on this, like why this one didn't come out for a Nintendo?
that I don't know. Do you know?
I don't.
I'm not sure. It might have been an exclusive with Sega to bring a Ninja Turtles game to the Genesis, because I don't think the Genesis really had a lot of Ninja Turtle games. So
They didn't deserve it either.
they didn't deserve it. It was pretty though. It was pretty nice looking though. You got to admit, it looked pretty good.
Yes, it is.
It looks pretty good.
And I didn't play this game until much later because the whole Sega deal.
Yeah, I get it. I didn't realize you weren't a huge Sega person, but hey, I'm not gonna, not gonna judge you for it.
But just to be clear,
Yes.
I am a fan of all games, all consoles, all companies that were a factor in retro in our gaming history. So I don't hate Sega. I'm just not a fan.
Got it, and that's fair. I'm definitely a Sega fanboy, but I still love Nintendo. But my big console, as many people know, is the Sega Saturn, and I love the Saturn, and that's like my jam. But
Yeah, you got a lot of posts on Sega Saturn
yeah, it's my jam. Unfortunately, there was no Ninja Turtle game on the Saturn. I don't
because they
think
didn't deserve it.
they didn't deserve it. But here we are again with a third Game Boy game, which I never played. It's Ninja Turtles Radical Rescue. Keeping in theme with the same style, but I thought now we're going to be getting into Queen, some games that maybe we both haven't played, but I thought it was really cool to bring these up. But this is a third Game Boy game, and I'm not sure anyone in chat had played it, but this is called Radical Rescue for the Game Boy.
So how did this one do? What were the reviews? People like this one?
I think it got just like your basic, like I think it did well, but I don't think it was a huge jump from a lot of the other versions. But I've never personally played it, and I don't know what a lot of the reviews were like, but I could see in chat here, like Danielle says in the comments, this game was excellent, amazing sound effects. It sounded like it had echo on it, and the graphics were so much on point. Plus, the gameplay was fluid, and it was a Konami game. So there you go from someone in the comments said. Youngling says, my dentist had a Game Boy, and that's where I played all my Game Boy games. That's cool, dentist.
That's way cool.
Now we're getting into another NES game, and this was kind of a little bit of a different game. This was Tournament Fighters, which was kind of like a Street Fighter Turtles game on the NES. Did you ever play this one?
Yeah, I played a lot of this game. This was like a big deal because having the turtles in a Street Fighter type setting was awesome. I enjoyed this game a lot. I wasn't really good at it, but I love this game. Yeah.
Pretty cool, actually, and it's pretty good for the NES. It looks pretty nice. I never personally played this one, honestly. But yeah, it was basically like Street Fighter, but for the NES, as Ninja Turtles, sort of. I love it. I suck at fighting games. I mean, I'm terrible.
You suck at.
I'm terrible at them. I love fighting games though. The best fighting game I'm good at is, and it's a Sega game, is Virtual Fighter games. I'm really good at. But when it comes to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat,
Garbage.
garbage. But maybe Mortal Kombat 2 I was okay at.
Mortal Kombat 2 is just awesome. It's
Uh,
one of the more what popular ones in the earlier Mortal Kombat
yep.
games.
Now, did you ever have a Game Boy Advance? Because this is the Ninja Turtles on the Game Boy Advance.
What year did the Game Boy Advance come out?
Ooh, good question. Let me. That's why we have Google. Game Boy Advance. I don't know off the top of my head, but let me check. I think it was. Let's see what. My God, I'm not prepared for this one. It looks like it came out in America in 2001. So June 11th, 2001. That gives you a good time reference here.
Yeah, no, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I was older, an older kid, and starting to get into other things. But my brother did. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to play. I didn't play any games that came out, any Turtle games that came out for Game Boys.
Now, how about this one? This one was on the 360, and it's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Lair. Have you ever played this before?
I played it. It was a long time ago, and it was very unmemorable. So,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Training Lair is a Kinect-enabled Xbox 360 live arcade game based on the 2014 movie. It was released on July 22nd, 2014. It was developed by Float Hybrid and Chrome Studios. And you step into a Ninja Turtles lair and you train to become a Ninja Turtle. And obviously, it's pretty funny. And this is a shout out to the Giant Bomb podcast, which they're OGs in the retro space. But I don't know if anyone played this game, but it's pretty silly. And I wasn't a Kinect fan, so
you didn't play this one either.
I didn't play this at all, but I thought it was pretty hilarious to show it. All right, we're on the back nine now, going through some more games that came out. As we're getting more into the modern era, this is Mutants in Manhattan, which was also, I believe, a game on the I think this was like PS2, or I'm not quite sure, but I've never played this one either. But it does look good.
I played this game. I enjoyed it.
It looks pretty neat. I never played it,
but I'm not sure that I beat it. I don't have any memories of me beating this game.
It looks pretty. All right, moving along. We got more games. Damn, they made so many games. The Ninja Turtles recently, a few years ago, appeared in Injustice 2, and you could actually use them in Injustice 2. Did you ever play this game?
I did. I got whooped on quite a bit, but it was very cool that they had the turtles. There's my guy, as fighters that you could be. It was very awesome. Another game that I sucked at.
Oh my God, it was so. This was one I never played. I like Injustice though, but I never really played them. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull up a few.
We should play that game. You can be Leonardo. I'll be Donatello.
I can't be Raphael?
No, I want to whoop on you.
You would probably beat me anyway. I'm terrible at this stuff. All right, so moving along. We got only a few left here, I think. This is... Okay, so now... What else we got here? Hold on. Jesus, there were so many games. So we got another game called... This is Shredder's Revenge. This goes...
I was like, wait, that looks familiar.
Yeah, this is Shredder's Revenge. Another game was... this is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this was a GameCube game of the Ninja Turtles. Were you a big GameCube fan?
Yes, huge GameCube fan. I still have my collection of GameCube games. I adored this game.
I never played this game. There's so many games of the Ninja Turtles. I only like kind of remember a lot of like the retro games, but man, I gotta start like looking into these and playing them.
Yeah, you got to play more Nintendo games.
I gotta
Get
play
off
more
the
than.
Sega crap.
Here's another one called Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus, which was also a GameCube game as well.
I have that game, but I don't remember playing it. So I don't know if for some reason I never got around to playing it or it was just an unmemorable game to me.
Will says, as never Gen Turtles came, I walked away. Didn't like how they looked and changed. Oh, newer Gen Turtles games. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, always think of Ninja Turtle games. They just think of like the old ones, but there are so many games. Like we are obviously showcasing like all the other games that were made. Another game that came out was TMT Mutant Melee. Um,
Never played that one.
and this one was let's see, it was released in 2005, and it was also a GameCube game. So they had a few GameCube games. Um, so this 2005 game for the GameCube. I still kind of like the art. It's pretty
I
neat.
think that goes like kind of without saying like these games they came out for like, Xbox, PlayStation, GameCube and they're not spoken about a lot, so they weren't popular. They weren't a big hit.
They were not. There's so many though. It's crazy, and I don't blame them for making so many different games. So now we get to the Wii, and they release a game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up. Um, did you ever play this one?
I have that game too, and I don't remember playing it. I don't know if it's because I'm old or I just it just didn't move me the way the older games did.
This kind of looks like Smash Brothers. Huh.
It does.
That is neat. I've never played this. Mikey says, interesting. Never need to check this one. Never heard of this one. Yeah. I mean, most of these games I never heard of, so it's really cool to like walk through them and I don't know, it's pretty neat.
What the heck? Hmm.
And then finally, let's get to oh wait, we got a couple more here. This is for the PS3 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reshelled. And I think
Oh,
it's any
sorry.
what? Do you know this one?
No, I don't know what year that came out. I never got to play that game. I want to play that game, and I guess unless I had it, downloaded on the Xbox or whatever, you can't play it. But just because they tried to do Turtles in Time, I want to play it. But also from talking to people who have played it, they weren't a fan, and I just kind of want to play it to get my own opinion on the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of games here that I need to look into and buy. Here's another one called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rumble. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rumble. And I believe it was a fighting game.
I never played that one. It looks,
Yeah, it's got the retro style. Ooh, it looks really awesome.
yeah,
Damn, Ninja Turtles are the best.
they are, aren't they?
Yeah, like how could you go wrong?
You can't.
You can never go wrong with these. Now, let's get into, as we're kind of nearing the end here, but let's talk about Shredder's Revenge.
Let's talk about it.
What this one just came out, and that's what's really interesting is that they're feeding the nostalgia with a game that feels and looks like our original love. So let's talk about it. I know you played this. What do you think of Shredder's Revenge?
I adore it. They did an amazing job with this game in so many ways. They really catered to the old school fans, with the style of play, bringing back some of the original voice characters. And then at the same time, it's something new for the newer generation to get into. It was just so well done. I have never played a game and beaten it so many times already as I've played this game, and it doesn't get old. Like it's I can't say enough about it. They really did a good job with this game. They did.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I have not played it yet. I have it, but I have not.
How?
I know I have not played it yet. I have so many games on my backlog. It's
Bruh, I have so many games on my. I went to the store the other day. I went to GameStop, bought a game, and the dude was like, "Do you want the warranty?" And I was like, "How long's the warranty?" He was like, "You get it for a year." I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna touch this game for a year. I've got like 7 other games in front of it." But when this game came out, what backlog?
I know. Okay, fair enough. I love this stuff. Don't worry. I'm gonna play Shredder's Revenge. It's
You
on my
need to
list.
play it.
I know it's terrible. I'm
What are
doing the.
you doing today after this?
I got a bunch of stuff. I'm moving, so I've been busy this
Doesn't
month.
matter, Andy. Get to it.
Sonic says, Yella says, Shredder's Revenge is so dope. Makes me feel like a kid again. Sonic says, early game of the year candidate. I feel the game play is so smooth, great online surface, 6 players is beyond fun, made me feel like I put 25 cents in an arcade game every time. Mike says, you know what is upsetting is I'm waiting on my physical copy August 31st. I do want to buy the physical copy, though. I definitely want to have this game in my collection.
You have to.
Yeah.
But you can't wait for the hard copy.
No,
I
no,
have
no.
like 3 hard copies on pre-order right now. You need to play the game now.
I will. I will. I'll play it this week, I promise, or this weekend when I have time. I've been like so. I haven't been playing much because I've been so busy moving and getting ready for this move. I'm moving in July, but and then yes, I had to admit that
Not
I
a good
haven't.
enough excuse.
I know it's not an excuse. Mikey says, you know what is upsetting? Oh wait, here I already read that. And
I was like, another person is waiting for a hard copy.
sorry. So yeah, that's where we come. Like, what is your, looking at all the games we've looked at and like kind of like your retrospect, do you think like one of the most important aspects of the Ninja Turtles culture is the fact that there are amazing video games? I think that that's proven here with our episode here and showing all the games. Like, what do you think about the scope of how many games they've made? And, we're just going to continue to see them, right?
Are we? I don't know. It took us this long to get, a newer, respectful Turtles game. I don't know. I obviously as a gaming fan that I feel like it plays a huge part, but honestly, majority of the turtle fans in, the turtle community or whatever, majority of them are from the comics. They're hardcore comic readers. And I think just the video games was like a bonus for us to have.
Yeah, and Mikey said that. Oh my God, what about the Cowabunga collection? We need that. We need this now. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We do need it.
I did post a tweet. I said, "What's your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game?" I'm gonna read some of these comments. Duck in Disguise says, "I always thought Turtles in Time, but I don't know. Shredder's Revenge is really good." Someone commented below and says, my thoughts exactly. Beast said, I have a few. Hyperstone Heist is one of my all-time favorites, but Shredder's Revenge is there too. Wow, everyone's already putting Shredder's Revenge as one of the greatest games.
Shredder's Revenge. I'm telling you, they did the damn thing with that game.
And then
Turtles in Time.
Leafy says Shredder's Revenge is very quickly rising to the top of my Turtles list. Andrew says Turtles in Time, but it's Shredder's Revenge is now my favorite. Wow, look at that. That's impressive.
It is.
That's
impressive. They did it right. They did it right.
Okay. Before we go, I do want to do something. I don't know if we have enough people in chat. So want to show you something. So I am developing a side-scrolling animation-centric video game, and what we've done is we're. I hope this works. So chat, everyone in chat, how you doing? If you put !join, you will join into our game called Muffin Tour Legacy, where the donut guy is going to destroy the muffins, and whoever is the last man standing wins this. So anyone in chat, do !join, and you become a cupcake, And just some background. This is a game that I'm actually working on with a designer and a developer. We want to build and develop a side-scrolling animation-centric game about this evil world with pastries. But what we've done is made a cool interactive engagement game. And as soon as everyone joins, everyone keep joining. I know there's a few more people in chat, so feel free to join. We only need 3 people to get started. But what's going to happen is when I say start, this huge guy Donut is gonna destroy you, and whoever's left wins. And I just wanted to test it out on stream today. And what do you think of the design? It's
cool.
It's cool. So, thank you, Brian. There's Bricks of Brian. All right, there you go.
What's your deal with pastries? Why are you
well, this game is about so the story is I used to be a reality TV producer and I worked on a show called Kitchen Nightmares, and there was an episode called Amy's Baking Company, and it was about this like crazy baker that Gordon dealt with. But I was like, there should be a game where the protagonist is a baker and she's just using, her name is Molly. You don't see her here, but the whole idea of the game is it takes place in this world, kind of like a Zelda, but the world is more focused around, like evil pastries and defeating them, and it's all pastry driven and like delicious like food driven. So that's kind of like the background.
Cool.
But let's start and see who the last person standing is. I'm just going to start this because we're just testing it today. So thanks, everyone. Anyone want to join? Exclamation point join in chat. This is a game that I've developed with a few friends of mine. But let's start and see who the donut is going to, whose donut's going to kill. All right, so here we go. So Donut's just going to shoot donut holes at you. Here they come.
Oh.
And some people have shields on, so you're going to have, once you lose your heart, you have like I think I set it to 9. You're going to start to die. So we'll see who the last person standing is.
This is brutal.
I put on way too many lives, but that's okay. I put on 9. Oh, we lost someone. Sonic, you're out. Mikey, you've been defeated. Oh, we only got 2 left. Who's left?
Oh.
It looks like the winner is Genzo. Oh my God, Genzo. Way to go, buddy. You survived 41 seconds, but David in second place. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I just wanted to play it real quick. I know we don't have much time, but yeah, that's just like a little interactive game. We're going to play more of it. But thank you so much, everyone, for playing real quick with me.
That's really cool.
So, Queen, before we go, tell me a little bit about where we can find you, what kind of content we can expect in the future. We're just going to continue to see your amazing Ninja Turtle stuff.
The Queen G22 across the board, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And I mostly just post about Ninja Turtles and retro gaming stuff. I'm a simple, consistent chick. Same stuff.
And I'm going to make sure, I know we've been running it in chat, but everyone, all of her stuff is right there in chat. We got her website, her Twitter, her Twitch, everything all on the moon. And I can't thank you enough. You were the perfect person to talk about Ninja Turtles with. So,
yeah, I am.
and I really, thanks for sharing.
At 8:00 in the morning.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. I'm going to take a nap after this, but dude, I would do this again. I would wake up earlier to talk about Ninja Turtles and retro gaming. So I appreciate you for having me on here.
No problem. And I really appreciate it. And as I always say, thanks everyone that showed up to the live. Also want to give a hello. Let's wave to the people on VOD who are also watching the VOD version of this episode. Thank you so much for watching the podcast, whether it was live or on VOD. Of course, my name's Andy. All my socials are below. You have all the stuff available below, whether it's my Twitter, my Instagram. If you like retro gaming stuff, I do content every day, and we do the podcast every Saturday. We will be back next Saturday. I don't know if we have a guest. I have to check. I forgot, but we will make an announcement in the middle of next week.
I'll come back if you want me.
I would love, we always have guests come back. We would love that. But I know I do have some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. And I always say one thing, Queen, before I go. I say, we only get one shot at this. So remember, people, be nice to each other. I'm Andy. That's Queen. Check out all of her stuff. And then with that said, have a great weekend. And we'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. And